Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and this is MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to my daily sun sign love connection reading. I'm super grateful to be here. Every day is kind of hit and miss, as I've explained, but I'm grateful to be here and I'm thankful that you are here as well. And I do want to say I appreciate so very much the subscribers and your beautiful comments and your support. You know, it means everything. So today the main sun sign is going to be that of Virgo, and the highlighted connection is going to be chosen right now in front of you. And that's going to be interesting, Virgo and Gemini. I like that. I was just with a good friend of mine who's a Gemini and her husband's a Virgo, so I can say a lot, and I don't know, they just love each other dearly, you know, but I don't believe I've done that recently, and it doesn't feel like I have, but either way, I'm going to do it. Today is November 2nd, 2020. Yes, we're in November. We had the full moon. I'm still feeling just a little bit of remnants for it, and maybe will for a little while. It was a powerful one in Taurus, and it was, well, it has a lot to say because a lot of transformation is occurring and will continue to this month, and you know what I'm speaking of because tomorrow is election day. So I just want to put out absolute, authentic, loving, Reiki healing energy to the world, to the United States, to America, to feel a genuine sense of peace and tranquility and acceptance in whatever comes our way, because we've done our best and will through tomorrow, and then we just have to wait and see. So yeah, just wanting to feel a sense of joy and connectiveness, which is really crucial right now. So regardless of, you know, your choices. So the two, like I said, highlighted connections are going to be for Virgo and Gemini, and I'm going to read three specific categories that I think are important for this highlighted connection. And I'm going to be using the Cat Tarot, one of my favorite decks. I love all of them, but that's the one I chose for November. And then I'm going to finish with some beautiful oracle messages that absolutely help to bring just complete guidance, wisdom, and hopefully a lot of upliftment in the process. So let's get started. So Virgo is an earth sign, and Virgo is one of my favorite signs. I can honestly say that. I just got back from my chiropractor who is a Virgo. Just so incredibly caring and devoted in her field and wanting to help and pretty much knowledgeable about anything I ask. You know, there's this beautiful intelligence and recognition that she really genuinely wants to know whatever she can about her field, and then past that, family comes into play. We have little conversations. She's the go-to person, right, for all her friends, her family members. They know that. They can count on her reliability, her knowledge, and just organization, as I always say. With most Virgos, there's always exception. We're talking about the sun signs. I read for the sun signs, and that is, in a nutshell, it's the personality traits that are most predominant that we notice. It is the day we're born where the sun, you know, is stationed exactly where it is, which is, you know, the month or day, which recognizes the difference in the zodiac sign. And the sun is our ego and our drive and our traits, you know, the things that attract us and keep us inspired and wanting to achieve and so forth. And also, it's very clear to me now with all the years of study how it really represents the kind of people we want to associate with. And though we all can get along with everyone, I always make that very clear, we do have favorites, and we don't even know it sometimes. I didn't know it. I'd been studying for years and the combinations, and then I did a little research on my history, and there's like 3 or 4 signs that I've just continuously had come into my life. You know, we don't know that we're doing that. We don't say, what sign are you? And if they're not a certain sign, you're out, right? It's just, it's a natural progression and resonance, thank you, that happens with a lot of the signs. So the Virgo is very, very down to earth, very natural about her or his way about expressing, it's very, like I said, down to earth. It's authentic. I always feel like it's super authentic. It's coming from a genuine place. They prefer things to be more natural. I find that more often than not in all cases, but they're going to take as good care of themselves as they can, and they prefer to do it without a bunch of medicines, that if possible. They like to keep their bodies pure and in good shape if they're going to be the best at whatever they're doing, whether it just be for themselves, whether it be to be the best person and in best shape for their family. The person where they say, you take the oxygen mask so you can be of service to others. Nobody quite got that at first, but it makes a whole lot of sense. Generally, I think a lot of Virgos are in the field of service with helping others, in any category, but it's just what they do. And they have the Virgin, they're known as the archetype, the Virgin, which is the purest of heart and the deepest of intentions to be good at what they do, to continue to be good, to be steadfast, to be reliable, accountable, all the things that matter to them, and fun at the same time. Like I love their sense of humor. They have great wit at a lot of times, and they can be a little reserved. You won't necessarily know that until you get to know them a little bit, and then little by little it comes out, and you're like, wow, you got it. You're basically the most well-balanced person in a lot of ways. And of course, we all have our thing, and it has a lot to do with the other planets are in your natal chart always. But overall, mutable sign, meaning very adaptable, and ruled by Mercury, which, oh my gosh, tomorrow it goes forward. So today you might be feeling a little even more strange than normal, and definitely tomorrow, perhaps the day after. And then we can feel better. Things are going to go forward, particularly Mercury rules communication and moving parts and commerce. Okay, that's the main claim to the planet of Mercury. So forgive me, as in Mercury, I'm just kind of got to stay focused. So yeah, that is their ruling planet. So there may have been some issues with Virgo in as far as scheduling and things, not because they caused it, but because Mercury retrograde will cause delays or a lot of rescheduling, or maybe two people at the same time, were scheduled in an accidentally type of thing. Transportation's of course affected, but that's going forward. So I think we're all going to really feel a lot better for that. And especially the planets, like I said, or the signs ruled by the planet Mercury. Virgo, Gemini, which by the way, is also ruled by Mercury. Wow. The verbiage, right? Oh, both of you, since that's your highlighted connection, are mutable signs. The Gemini is an air sign, though, versus the Earth. The Gemini is definitely about communication. I mean, that is absolutely imperative to them. They are thinkers. They are intelligent as well. They want to learn. They want to expand their knowledge. They want to grow. And they're interested in all sorts of topics and people and circumstances. They are the duality sign of the twins. That's the archetype. So they have a couple of different personalities. I think we all do, but it's more pronounced, the Geminis. They may be very studious and serious, and the teacher, the professor that's going to be very straightforward with you, wanting you to do well and mind your manners and such. And then there's the Gemini that lets it loose and is just like the most fun person at the party, with the jokes are coming nonstop. And yeah, you can see a couple of different sides to them, and I think that's great. I like that as a fellow air sign. But yeah, true desire for fairness and justice and truth, in a spoken or written word, some way where it has to do with connecting the voice and communication. We'll just leave it at that. So the two of you, I think, could have a lot talk about, a lot to, you know, gravitate and resonate with as far as like work. I mean, the other thing about Geminis that I know very well that I didn't know before is they can be very, very competitive. And that means that they're going to do everything they can to be the best. That's what's going on with Virgo, right? And with Virgo, I think it's more of a self-competitive thing. Like they just need to know for themselves that they're doing well. They don't ask for that notoriety necessarily, or, you know, it's nice to hear that they're doing well. Of course, we all like that. But with Gemini, they definitely, they want to hear it, but they're going to make sure that they are at the top of their game. And there's nothing wrong with that. When you have them working for you in your relationship, and they're going to work hard and make sure that they are, you know, the best person for you, I don't think that's a negative. I think that's beautiful. So yeah, and then you have the absolute total differences between the two, Virgo and Gemini. There's no getting around it, but that's where it works. You know, opposites definitely do attract. Opposites definitely do complement each other, and they fill the parts of us that we don't have for each other. So I love this for the two of you. And by the way, you know, we are going to be having the first eclipse this month, at the end of the month. I believe it's the 30th, in Gemini. And that is always the that's the 9th house. And that's the house of education and learning and, I don't know, just expansion, you know, and ideas. And there's another term that I'm trying to think of, and I feel like I want to say children or colleges, or maybe children going away, and, you know, studies and fun. I think fun is definitely a part of the 9th house. I think that's essential in whatever you're doing, to enjoy it, you know, and to find satisfaction in what you're doing. But yes, so that's going to happen. That'll be the first of the series of Gemini Sagittarius eclipses that happen. So that'll be a change, but I think it'll be a really good one. I think it'll be more lighter for a lot of people, because those eclipses can affect us for upwards of 6 months or longer. So that'll be interesting to find out. But the two of you can have beautiful long-term relationships regardless of your differences, and you really, really admire and appreciate the versatility and the strength you both have to continue moving forward. You know, you're very, very steadfast in what you want to do, and you're not quitters. Absolutely not. So, and I think the changeability with Gemini is softened with the steadfastness of the Virgo, right? They will keep you grounded, and at the same time, I think the light, you know, air quality of Virgo is appealing, Gemini is appealing to Virgo, to kind of lift them out and not be quite so serious and not work quite so hard, and to have fun and to add that to the mix and to keep that in the balance. We all need that. So that would be an essential, helpful part of this connection too. Let me read to you the specific messages coming through for this beautiful connection on November 2nd, 2020, which may resonate today, or it may take a couple days. You know, that happens with spiritual messages. They're not as linear as, you know, physical time. So let me set it up for you. Alrighty, I'll set this over here. And then I'm going to actually read an individual tarot message for every other sign in connection with Virgo, because I feel like that way there's something that can perhaps attract each and every one of you watching now. If the highlight is not what you're thinking of, it is not necessarily your highlight. So, excellent. Now, this is cute, and I love these cards so much, and I do have a kitten that I received and adopted during, you know, the lockdown, and he's growing so big, and this is really now touching my heart even more, because I got these cards before I got Eclipse. The very first card is the overall energy and feeling or catalyst that's leading you to this reading for the two of you, and you have the Page of Pentacles. Well, first of all, this is absolutely beautiful. It does resonate the Virgo in this connection, because it is the Pentacles, which is what Virgo represents. It is the Pentacles are coins, which represents the earth elements, It represents our practical, stable, physical, tangible things in life we need, which is what earth qualities are. And then it also has to do with our finances, more often than not. And the page is the beginning of something that's going to grow, something that has a kind of a youthfulness, like a new start, a new idea maybe happening between the two of you. Wouldn't surprise me in the least with the combination of you both having Mercury as your ruling planet. That's commerce. That's a business. That's networking. That's achievement. That's movement and communicating things to go forward with, right? And make things happen. And that's what's happening. So maybe you've discussed it before, but you've had to put your plans on the back burner like so many of us this year. But what I feel is that it's going to be good. You're going to feel good, and it's going to create that security that we all want on this planet, right? Spiritual or not, we need to have the physical finances in order. We need to feel that and be able to eat and all the things that are important for ourselves and our families and the ones we love. And that's what that is showing. And believe me when I tell you that once we get past the, tomorrow will be Mercury retrograde going forward, but then it takes, a few weeks to get its momentum back. You start to feel it right away, though. By the 13th, we have Mars that's been in retrograde going forward on, the 13th. So that's going to be after quite some time. Mars is in Aries, so talk about feeling regenerated and more ambitious and motivated. That is going to be phenomenal, and that will continue to grow. Actually, Mars will be in Aries till January 6th, 2021. So we're all going to feel that fiery ambition, and we all want it and need it so much. So I'm really excited to say that to you. And I remember hearing and reading about that from early on, because you can get ideas from the beginning of the year. Certainly what's happening astrology-wise. You don't know exactly how it's going to affect us, but it makes perfect sense when we do see what's happening and you delve into it. So yeah, here we are, where it's going to be that change finally after the whole year pretty much gone, right? And good changes, positive changes, necessary changes. And then the second card is the basically the obstacles or blessings that we have in this connection. And it is the Chariot, and that is, wow, that is mastering. That is victorious. That is achievement. And it's moving forward. Once again, here we go. The Chariot, of course, is transportation, representing movement. The card actually represents Cancer, and there's that watery, creative, compassionate, just very, very flow, sensitivity, just beautiful recognition of your abilities. As above, so below. Going through the rocky times, doesn't show it here, but generally like in the Rider-Waite Tarot, deck, they have either the Sphinx or some two animals in front of this chariot, one black, one white. There's no gray. It's like either yes or no, or it's going to be challenging or it's not. And it's just, you've gone through that, you've balanced that out. You both are understanding that this is where you need to be. You feel good about this. And even if it's just mastering your own sensibility, sense of self, certainly the mastering of your relationship comes to mind. And it's happening. It's thumbs up. So beautiful, I would say blessing, and so I love that. And then we have the third category, which is the category of finances. Once again, super important. It's important to all of us. I think it's very important this year. And I think that you've received the 10 of Swords. So what that's telling me is, number one, you're approaching a new cycle, because that is what the 10 is. And the swords of the mind, the swords of the air quality, the air element. They are the Libra, Gemini, and Aquarians. They are the, once again, there you go, Gemini, in your energy, right? Very, very strong, probably even, and it's very possible, feeling the motivation and the energies from first eclipse being in your sign. You know, it was in Capricorn and Cancer the last at least a year or and a half. I'm not 100%, but you know, it keeps changing through our lives, and it will continue to do that and go around the zodiac. But a whole new ball game going here. Talk about being able to really initiate and feel the strength of your own energy. And the swords are, you know, they're our mind. They're about, you know, confusion, confliction. They're about controversial topics and conversations. I mean, everything we've been experiencing, right? In real time, in real life. And so, yeah, this is a highlight for this connection. But I think it's affecting all of us in some capacity. And that's pretty much all going to be over. The confusion will be over. Not immediately, but it will be ending. And I think we're all going to take a deep breath on that. And just know, you can manifest and utilize your ability to transform, to create, to solidify and hold on to any finances you have. You can believe it and achieve it is the best words I can say for the air and the swords. And it's about truth and justice and fairness and possibly help. Because, you know, sometimes we absolutely have to ask for help. And I don't know that that's something that's a personal concern with either of you that I'm reading for. It might come very easily and sometimes it doesn't. But it's okay and it's there for you. Just erase the thoughts that are not making you feel your best. Stay strong and believe that money and institutions to help with that are there for us. The communication is key. If it's been less than satisfactory, that's changing, and I love that. And that's a positive. And I do like to look on the positive. You know, even the ones that seem, or the messages that seem challenging, they're positive because they're there to help us and guide us. So those are the highlighted messages for this beautiful Gemini and Virgo connection. Virgo, Gemini. And so now I'll pull a card, like I said, for each individual zodiac sign. And we'll just go around clockwise from now. So we go from Virgo to Taurus, one of my favorites because you're both earth elements. And it just works, you know, on a certain level. I mean, obviously it's not everything, but it's one of the easier connections because you have a fundamental kind of foundational understanding. You sort of feel the same way. You're both grounded in the sense that you understand the meaning of hard work and dedication and, you know, just that structural, steadfast, continuous, you know, reliable kind of pattern. And with Taurus, he is actually, or she, don't know why I said that, any gender, of course. It's a bull, so I'm thinking he, but that's not necessarily true, right? I've known a lot of female bulls. But basically the bull is being steadfast. They're a fixed sign. And they really, really can get stuck in their ideas and they can get stuck on the projects they have and they can be so determined and they will achieve it, right? They'll get through it. They'll be the most patient you can imagine, which is a beautiful attribute. And unless they have a lot of other, you know, astrological signs in their natal chart again, which would make that not the case, I think the earth signs have more patience than a lot of the other signs and elements. And once again, there's that steadfastness to them. There's the predictable, the permanence that comes with the earth signs. They too are, well, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus happens to be in Libra right now, which is also ruled by Venus. So it's a kind of a beautiful, loving, romantic, and magical time right now, especially being ruled by Venus. So the relationships and the connections you have now are feeling better than they have. And I feel like they're progressively going to continue and reach different levels and really exciting things. So the Virgo and Taurus message is that of the devil. Okay, now see the devil, it's so cute. What am I saying? I'm so sorry. I've never seen this. This is a cat tarot, right? It's all cats. The devil is the dog. We know that's not true, right? Because I've seen so many cats that love dogs, but I grew up thinking they didn't. And boy, was I shown that wasn't correct. And that's basically what the devil is. The devil is our thoughts. It's not an air sign. It actually represents Capricorn. And Capricorn is that steadfast earth sign that's just so, I would say, so strict on themselves in a lot of ways. They're ruled by Saturn, and that's the taskmaster. They're always just wanting to discipline and kind of constrict their outside influences or anything that might be over the top, spending or frivolous activity, more subdued, more mentally just like, I got to get this work done. I'm going to just work until I can't work anymore because I have things to do and things to accomplish, So it might be just the parts of you that are coming out, or between the two of you, that you're thinking, you know what? I don't want to be this hard on myself. And by the way, Virgo definitely has that pattern where they're pretty tough on themselves. They like the perfectionist aspect of everything they do. And we know that can't really be that way. And it's hard, because they feel like, but I worked so hard and I feel like I can achieve that. It's a kind of an inward battle a lot of times. But the devil is also just reminding us, be aware of things that we may be thinking that aren't, healthy, foods we may be eating that aren't healthy, little habits, vices, any of those things, as well as influences on the outside, that aren't necessarily the best. Toxic is another word, right? The two of you are sorting that through. You're sorting it, making sure the people you invite into your lives are the ones that are going to be there for a lifetime and that are reciprocating the kindness and all the variables like that. That's all, it's just a reminder. And I love that. We need reminders. Sometimes we don't know when we're doing things. It kind of sneaks up on us. You kind of forget to do that walk that day. And then it becomes 2 days you forget, right? But your body doesn't forget. That's all that's about. So I like it. I think it's great. I think it's important. But the dog, that is priceless. Then we go on to Virgo and Aries. This is a very interesting combination because it is actually one I see long term. Well, there you go with the Virgo. Any earth sign that I've seen in relationships, once again, not always. I know it can be a generalization, but for the most part, it's not. When you're involved in an earth sign, they're gonna be there for you for a long time, unless it's just completely, irreconcilable differences. Nature versus nurture, and it's not even about the sign you are, right? It's many other factors. On the whole, there's a lot of very different energies with the Aries and Virgo, but it works. It's the oppositions attracting theory, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is a cardinal sign. Aries is an initiator. They're strong. They're confident. They are doers, right? That's very attractive to Virgos, who work hard, and they're right there to help kind of maybe guide and help organize the circumstances in Aries' lives, because Aries are very fast-moving fire, right? They're just kind of like impulsive at times and just wanting to do things before they think a lot about it. And I mean, I have an Aries moon, so there's no shame, in that, or no judgment. But it is a part of my personality, and I've gotten better about it. But to have that Virgo, to say, whoa, let's just look at this part, and then you do, and then you agree or not, but just that beautiful, calming, kind of grounding energy to kind of knock some sense in you at times is beautiful. And then you just want to give and love, and you've got great loyal and passion aspects to you, certainly in your relationships. And you're not going to go anywhere either if it's real and true. And although sometimes it's hard to get you to commit, I'm not going to lie. Once you do, no matter what the relationship is, you're there. You're true blue. You take it really seriously. So let's see what your message is. Oh, you have the swords. Okay, you've got the what is that one? 8 of Swords. Isn't that something? You had swords earlier. There's a lot of energy, and it might be that Gemini. There might be some real changes in communications coming through between you two or in your life. And I think I know what a lot of it is. So I don't really want to go there. That's not what this channel is about. But the 8 of Swords is our own, self-destructive thoughts. It is what most of us can do. It is our fears that we don't even really know are going to happen, but we worry about things we're not even aware are really going to happen. And I know, as I'm sitting here right now, I think that's going on a lot in the world. In regards to the election, I feel like people are just kind of sitting at the, the top of their seat, just like, whoa, what's going to go down, So knowing that, please give yourself time to be at peace. And like I said, starting this reading, to just take those deep breaths. Make sure that you are feeling full, whole, and complete. And yes, we all get affected, but to what degree is up to you. And that's what the Eight of Swords represents. It really does. It's mind over matter. And you both have the ability, and you can both stay strong and support each other in whatever it is, and you'll get through it. We all will get through whatever it is, whatever the outcome is. So that's interesting, and I like that. It's being true to ourselves and recognizing that we have the ability to snap out of that thought as quickly as it comes in. And then the next category is Pisces and Virgo. I love this. This is, once again, opposition, complete polar opposites. This is the term you hear from the sign that's directly across from you, right? You've got 6 signs going this way and 6 going the other. There's a total of 12. So yeah, this is the water. This is the element of complete sensitivity, compassion, intuition, just also a mutable sign like you, Virgos. So very adaptable. Now, Pisces are, known as the fish, also the duality. There's 2 fish going in 2 different directions. They want to go with the flow, but there's always this reality. There's the spiritual side and then the earthly side. And they can relate to the earthly side because they appreciate and are attracted to the Virgo part that they want more in their lives. But there's that spiritual side that keeps them always kind of in the world, the outer realms, the mystical part of life. We have them ruled by Neptune. That's completely about things being obscure and hidden and fantasy and dream type states, And actually, Neptune has been in Pisces retrograde for a long time, and it goes forward at the end of this month. So a lot of changing activities and stuff that are going to be a little bit disorienting at first, as always, but then they will pan out and make you feel much more clarity, and in the relationship and in everything you do. Know that, Pisceans have great hearts, and they just love and they want to be there for you. They will do what they can to be of service. They need their downtime to be away and to have privacy. That's very, very pertinent for many water signs. And you get that, Virgo. You're fine with that. Just allow that balance between the work and relationship. That's very important for this beautiful relationship. So let's see what your energy, message, and tarot is. And it's a Page of Swords. Wow, we just keep coming up with communication. A lot of communication, a lot of words, a lot of need to connect and communicate and discuss things. But the page is once again the beginning stages. So maybe it could have to do with children. Maybe you're talking about wanting children. I mean, I don't know. That's a variance, but it also is reminding us to listen to and always be aware of the child within. That child represents us to this point in our lives as adults. It never left. Are there things that weren't, resolved in, your upbringing, in your views, in the way you see life, the changing of your perspective? I mean, that must be with a great amount of us. And this is the time to kind of really be gentle and talk to that inner child. Once again, reminding you and reassuring you that you're going to be okay, but also having that childlike kind of trust and open-minded, open-hearted aspect of life. That's so essential, So that's what's coming through with that. And I like that, but it could be a new message coming through pretty quickly too. And it's going to be about truth and justice and fairness and equilibrium. And it could be another, once again, air sign in your lives together, child, friend, family member you're very aware of, coming through with a message. So I'll be curious to see. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love it so much. It's so supportive. It's free. It doesn't take long. You don't get a bunch of emails or anything coming through, junk mail and such. But it does allow you to communicate with me. It does allow you to put the thumbs up like or to push the notification bell, because these days, with my work opening now and doing my job again, it's hard to say when the upload comes, because honestly, I wasn't able to upload at all, and then I worked through some things, and then last night, it literally, I think by 10:30, 10:45, it actually uploaded, and I'd started it at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so hard to say, but I'll let you know, and I appreciate it so much. It means a lot, and YouTube definitely likes it, trust me. It's part of the key components they want to see. So moving on from that, then we have Virgo and Aquarius. I like this a lot as well. There's the air and the earth. And Aquarius is going to be hugely predominant in this coming up year. So we've gone from major earth, which is very complementary to you, Virgo, and what they call a trine, and that's beautiful. But so is air. Air is going to work in a different way. It's going to affect you in different parts, in different ways that you will, see things or, communicate, for example, because the air, once again, is definitely communication. It's going to affect your speech and how you connect with your friends, family, loved ones, or, the people you work with, your clients. And I think it's going to be positive because you come from a place of authenticity. And that's what this air quality is about too with Aquarius. Genuine. How can we help? How can we help the world? The water barrier. They want to give everybody water. They want everyone fed. They want absolute justice for all. And they're determined to make that happen. And this is the year that they're going to see that something like that occurs. It's a long time coming. And I don't know how. They're ruled by Uranus. Uranus is full of surprises and unexpected events that can be life-shattering and amazing and transformative, like you've never imagined, and they're the best thing that ever happens, or ones that are a little disconcerting. But you know what? We keep it going. We learn from everything. And that's what's going to happen this coming year. And, that's what Aquarians are used to. That's their ruling planet. All their life, they've had these sudden departures of friendships, maybe, or new people coming in, new opportunities that came out of nowhere, so it seemed, but not so true. Now, also, the Aquarians are very interested in science and technology, which is what Uranus rules. And so what's coming down the pike, like I said, with new ways of using technology, which we realized this year was essential, right? And so that put a lot more emphasis on the thoughts that people are thinking, how can I better this? How can I transform my job that I can't go to physically into being able to do it online? And then we might just be amazed, because it was in Aquarius. The planets were in Aquarius predominantly in '95, when the internet came out, World Wide Web. That was brand new, and people thought, what? Look at it now, right? Such possibilities, unlimited, endless possibilities. So this is a good connection. I feel like it could be love, because there's deep devotion and caring and exchanges of very important, vital things to the two of you. But partnerships come into mind of all types. So let's see what you got. Okay, I just looked this up because I was starting to see a pattern I had not noticed before with this deck. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. So basically, it's pretty darn, it's an earth sign, once again, the Pentacles. It's about the abundance that can come through, the manifestation, like I said. This is the most abundant, prosperous number in numerology. Eights are very, very lucky. And you're going to start seeing some amazing transformational financially, in your stability, in your sustenance, in your life, in maybe, new opportunities, like I said, new places to go, move, build a house, buy a house, sell a house. Very, very prosperous. Right now we're in Scorpio season. Happy birthday, Scorpios. And it is a time of absolute transformation. They're ruled by Pluto. So there's that, but it's about the eighth house, other people's money, inheritances, things that come in out of the blue, unexpected, shared money, in relationships, in partnerships, work or otherwise. Very, very fruitful, and it feels wonderful. So there you go. That's you. That's your energy. And the two of you working together, there's some very positive vibes coming through for finances and amassing wealth. And then we go to Capricorn, once again about finances. Very, very, very resourceful. Earth sign. My gosh, steadfast, ruled by Saturn, structure, discipline, work, hard work. Nothing can deter them from their dream, motivated. The goat, and the ability to climb the highest mountain and get to the other side. And, just diligence in what they do, and kind of perfectionism too, I would say. They're fine doing the job themselves. They're usually behind the scenes a lot. They're definitely reserved, at least externally. I mean, inside they have great passion, like I think we all have. They love deeply, and they love love, and that's not always known. They may not show that, but I think this connection understands that. You both have that earth element together. That's very harmonious. And, Capricorns are there for you. They want to be there for you. And you know what, Virgo? It's great that you have the abilities and talents and the wherewithal to be thinking ahead and organized and all the things I mentioned. But it's really nice when you can put your feet up sometimes and know that Capricorn's going to have your back and support you. We all need that. Even the most, anybody needs it. We'll leave it at that. And your message today, and by the way, we have Jupiter in Capricorn. That happens every 12 years. We each get that beautiful benevolent planet in our sign. So something lucky and magical can very much affect you. What do we have here? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Let me see. I don't remember. What is this? Well, it's an 8. There's a second 8. The expression and everything is crazy. I want to say it's the 8 of Wands. Let me look it up real quick. Here's the picture. The 8 of Wands is basically just like this, just such fast energy. It's fire, it's motion. It's like, bam, here we go. Now, there was that Uranus effect in the full moon yesterday, on the 31st, 2 days ago. It was opposing the sun, and Uranus is, like I said, the changing thing, like just out of nowhere. And it's intense, right? But it's like, whoa, it shakes your world. And so there could have been something that's happening so quickly that you just didn't see it coming after a year of quite the opposite for most of us, not everybody. Let me look under the wands real quick because I feel like it's the right one, but I just have to double check. All the other wands, just so you know, have colors. So that's why I'm questioning it all. But the 8. Where's 8? Okay. Nope, that's not it. So that tells me it has to be... Is that it? No. I am so sorry. Thank you for your time. This is one of those ones that I'm actually quite confused about. It's definitely not Pentacles. Oh, it's the swords. Okay. You know what's interesting? The swords are always the claws. And this person is back on this cat. And look, it always has the paws up so you can count them, the claws, as the swords. Once again, the mind, right? Communication. This is non-stop in your reading with all your connections. But the 10 of Swords is just like, oh my gosh. Like probably the most frustrated and the most, like, generally, to be honest, it depicts a picture of a person, not a cat, with swords in their back. Like they're just absolutely defeated. They feel they're done. They can't talk anymore. They can't try to explain themselves. They can't try to, take back things that are said. No one can take back what they've said. It's already done. The harm is done, if you will. The words have been spoken. And guess what? It's the 10. It is the news cycle. So you're letting go of that. You cannot keep those feelings inside of you and be able to feel good and to create abundance, right? That's a complete opposite of the workings of the law of attraction. You have to feel good and you have to bring that in because you're feeling that. And so, no abundance comes with a lack feeling or feeling of scarcity. And so, yeah, you've been kind of knocked down. And I think we all have had this thing where I've heard enough under different topics where I just need to go within. I need to listen to what I believe. And so that's what's happening with you too as well. You just really want to go with that natural part of you that just is happy being in your garden, happy taking a hike, happy being in nature. That's going to heal and make more sense than any words right now. So that's what I'm picking up from that. It's a new cycle. Those contradictions, everything, they're going bye-bye because we're going to get some answers. Like I said, it's time. It's finally here. Then we have Virgo and Sagittarius. I love this. Most people like Sagittarius. I can't say everybody, I know. Once again, depending on your nurture versus nature, your personality as far as how you were raised, where you were raised has a lot to do. But by gum, you know, the Sagittarians are the fire element that is so vital and so strong and so captivating and very, very enthusiastic, ruled by Jupiter. The planet of luck and opportunity and expansion and anything it touches, that's what they've been guided through. They usually have really good circumstances because they believe it. First of all, they're the optimistic person, right? They set their sights on it. They are hardworking as well. They are half man and half horse. They're energetic. They want to move. They want to make things occur. They're all about action. And they absolutely will point their arrow, and that arrow will, where it lands is where they'll go, and it's exactly where they want it to go. They're not going to, you know, they're very able to really focus. They're good at focusing, and I think it has to do with the ability to exercise in real, you know, their bodies and to keep that energy, you know, not stuck inside of them like happens to a lot of us, and just in some form being able to alleviate any extra energies, which is helpful for them in all aspects, right? But then lastly, they are philosophical, and they love to talk, and they love higher learning, and they love to learn about things that are a little obscure that not everybody knows about, but they become extremely knowledgeable in that field, and they share that, and they're exciting, and they're adventurous, and they travel, and they love to travel. And you know what? You two could talk forever about amazing ideas and opportunities. And they love freedom, so I think you can appreciate that too. I think you admire them for the truth that they will provide for you. You know, sometimes a little bit just like out there as a fire sign. But it's true, and you know you love truth as well. So this is good. Oh, death. Okay, so I love death. I mean, we all die, but that's not what this means. Death is, look at the sun in the background coming up. The transformation, the change from night to day, the changing of the guard, the changing of the habits, the changing of your ideas, like you never thought would occur, but it's going to make you feel so much better. The different perspective you take, the different, maybe difference in your relationship, the just courting and maybe light social is dying, and you're now actually connecting more. You're becoming committed. Doesn't happen quickly a lot of times with Sagittarians, you know, they like that freedom, but they do love, and they do love well, and they are very, very caring and compassionate friends and lovers, and this could be beautiful for the two of you. So yeah, the death of something to start something new, which is what we do our entire lives, always will, and always will continue to. So something new, something changing, boy, it's in the air. And by the way, I didn't say, well, I did. I said we have the first eclipse at the end of November in Gemini, and then the series, I should say, is going to be Gemini and Sagittarius. So that'll happen in December. I'm not exactly sure the date. That's our third house. That's about communication. That's about what you love, right? Virgo, the commerce, the connections, the analytical things, being able to talk and work through things and connect. Socializing is huge with Sagittarians as well. So your specific, well, you already got that. Forgive me. Then we move on to Scorpio. And Virgo and Scorpio have a lot of positive energy together. There is that earth and water, and it always is a beautiful combination of elements. You know, and I always say, think about it. Water helps the soil, right? When it's a little too hard, you need the water. It's too compact, too set in its ways. Scorpios are a fixed sign, so they can be. So they need that water in their lives to kind of help soften that, open their minds a little bit and give them that expansion. Actually, you know, Scorpios are a water sign, so they're very sensitive and very feeling. They understand emotion. They understand energies of others through their feelings, not their thoughts. They are ruled by Pluto, so Pluto is the deepest transformation, right? The one that says, wow, you need to stop this, and you need to have more trust in yourself, and you need to stand strong and empower yourself and redo those thoughts that are making you feel less than, because we're all enough exactly as we are. And that's that information that can come to you with Scorpio, and not to mention the beautiful intimacy that can come, and intensity. Oh yeah, it doesn't have to be, you know, light. It can be quite deep, quite mysterious, quite magnetizing. And Scorpios are very interested in your mind and how you think. You know, they tend to know what you're thinking before you do. So this could be a beautiful long-term relationship. And I've seen it many times. So, and you have the King of Cups. That's exactly what I'm speaking of. That is the water sign, the cups. The king, the maturity, the most emotional and giving and caring comes from the King of Cups. Does it have to be a man? No. But it's representing the masculine energy versus the feminine, which we all have in us, a little of each. But the giving, the truth, the wanting to just be creative and expressive in their love, in their deepest feelings. And that's a Scorpio boy. And we're in Scorpio season. So maybe some really, really beautiful connections are coming on with you too. And conversations, you know. It's beautiful. This is love. This is the most beautiful heart emotional type of message that I could bring to you. So I love that a lot. And then we have Libra. Libra and Virgo. Well, I'm the Libra, and like I said, I have so many Virgo friends, and we're right next to each other, so we kind of resonate and kind of by osmosis get each other anyway. Very different though, right? Air and Earth. Now, I have one planet in Virgo though, and it might make a difference. I don't know. But I've just associated with Virgos most of my life, whether through it was my work, which we have similar interest in, which is helping others, right? It's fields of service, of course. And then I love being fair. It's about justice and truth and equilibrium and conversation. I mean, air is mind, right? It's words, it's communication. And that's, you know, we could talk about incredible different topics and delve and learn from each other. And relationships, you know, relationships are key for Libra, and they just really enjoy being around Virgos, you know, and they love that earth quality. They're going to get the truth. They know that they're going to get that authenticity. That matters a lot to Libras. And Libras are ruled by Venus, and we're in, you know, Venus is in Libra, so there's probably some really beautiful relationships with Libra and all of her connections, but definitely with Virgo. So, and I just experienced that today when I went to my appointment. It's always wonderful, and I laugh, and it was good. And your card and message is the 10 of Cups. Is it 10 or 9? Okay, 9 of Cups. Well, wishes fulfilled. So, I mean, 10 is great, 9 is great. It is the emotion, you know, whether you're an earth sign, an air sign, fire, or water. We all have that part of us that has great emotion and loves love and loves to give and loves to receive and loves to dream and create and imagine just beautiful things, right? For our relationships and our lives and those that we care about. And there you are, the two of you just like, yep. This world's going to be okay. We're going to make it. Everything's going to be what we choose for it to be, because that's really where it starts. So that's a really nice, message coming through for the two of you. I think it speaks for itself, but I love that. So then we go to Virgo and Leo. Wow. Yeah, I for a long time I didn't see this, and then when I really started doing my investigation and my, you know, recognition of, you know, astrology and the people that hang out and everything, this has been the one tried and true that I was surprised. We have fire and we have earth. So not the most commonly known elements to immediately hang out. I mean, I'm sure you get along okay, but the depths of it is a different story. Well, this absolutely works. The fire, the sun, you know, ruled by sun, the energy, the big, the extravagant, the pride, the proud, the dignity, the lion, the I'm going to lead, I'm going to show, I'm going to be so passionate and heart-centered about what I do. You can't help but be attracted to that, seriously. I mean, sometimes they need to be a leader too much. Virgos they know a lot, so they don't need to be told. But you know what? They're so darn charming, you know? They really love people, and they will put you first on a pedestal. It doesn't matter. It's like the world disappears, you know, and you're in a crowded room and they see you and that's it, you know. And you feel that devotion from Leo. And they are a fixed sign, so they're set in their ways about things, but, you know, you can appreciate it if it's wanting to generate better things and better circumstances in the world. Yeah, they can have a loud roar and get over it instantly. You can appreciate your calm. You can give them that calming, grounded energy, which I say about all earth signs, and especially you, Virgo. You have a way about you. You will thoroughly take care of them. They will not need to really organize or do much, and they absolutely love that. And they love being, you know, appreciated and complimented, and, you know, they're very good at what they do. So you do that a few times, and they're not going anywhere, okay? And the passion's really there, so I won't say much more but that. It's definitely very strong, and I think that's an attribute. And so let's see what your message is. Here we have the wands, and there's that fire, and I know because it's those beautiful colored, it's always a color, and I think the color is it's just that passion of life. It's just everything. It's the rainbow, it's the beauty, it's the drive, it's the fire. And you have the 8 of Wands. There we go. There's that fast moving action. There were the swords. Now you've got the wands. The wands are what make things happen, and it's super fast. Sometimes you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? And I didn't see that coming. But you know what? You're okay with that after a long period of time, especially Leos. You know, they really want to be moving, and they are action oriented. And so this is making you feel good, you know, Virgo, because you like knowing that this beautiful connection, whatever it may be, is feeling better and feeling like they can thrive again. You know, it's essential for them. So yeah, really fast moving things coming, boy. It makes sense for this month, like I said. Prepare for wonderful, wonderful times. And, you know, maybe adventure, because you may want to just go on a trip out of the blue. Just let's go away. Let's have some fun. And then come back and, you know, make things happen. Because we still have that retrograde. You don't want to do too fast. You want to make sure that you're just like progressing in the time that you intuitively recognize. And then we have beautiful Cancer and Virgo. And I love this too. And this is an absolute beautiful elemental combination and harmonizing connection. And you have the water once again with the Cancer, and the Cancer is so sensitive, affectionate, romantic, sentimental, very capable, ruled by the moon. You know, we had the full moon. I can only imagine, you know, it was the second full moon in the month of October. It was the blue moon. And oh my gosh, the ability for water signs to pick up and feel. I mean, I walked out. I have the Pisces water rising. Walked out to go to work, and I was just like, okay. And then it proceeded the whole day. I'm not kidding. It was just 3 calls coming in at once. You know, just everyone just chaotic kind of energy, right? I couldn't wait to get home and just kind of what's the term? You know, just be still, basically. So yeah, that's been going on. They really are sensitive to that. They probably have been, you've noticed that, maybe a little more moody perhaps, because it's a lot to take in. But once again, like all the other water signs, allowing them to decompress, that was the word. If you allow them to decompress and have that quiet time, they regenerate, they're good as gold, their hearts in the right place. They love dearly. They love you. They love the people they consider family, and especially their family. Very nurturing. Motherhood sign is known for Cancer. And, you know, cautious. They want to know they can trust and they can feel secure in their relationships and in their lives. And they're going to do whatever they can to make that happen. And they're very capable of pretty much any career. I've always said that. And very, very good at what they do. So your specific message is for the Cancer and Virgo. And the last message with the individual messages. Yep. You got the Ten of Cups. The ultimate in happiness and emotion. And just the world is like a rainbow. It's all color. It's just beautiful. It's all accepting. It's all inclusive. You don't really want for anything. You know, you feel the absolute beauty and joy in the most simplest of things, but you can have it all with the Ten of Cups, and that's what it represents. And the families involved, and the castle or the home where you are, it's everything. It means everything. It's the most important thing, the love that's being incorporated, which comes from the cups. The deepest emotions being shared and feeling the, excuse me, the equality of it coming back. It's just the most beautiful, beautiful energy. One of the best cards. So I love that. I love that for you. I love that being the last, you know, message with the Cat Tarot. But I see a lot of beautiful energies with your connections, but a lot of communication, boy. Like, because now Mercury is going forward and you're ruled by Mercury, Virgo, you're going to just, you're raring to go. You're raring to really make things correct and straightforward, and the confusion is going to go away, and it's going to be much nicer. And I'm really happy for you in that. I'm going to read to you now your two beautiful oracle messages. I did just get this deck, and I'm just using it to start November in this month. And I absolutely love it. It is the, what is it? I can't even see that far. I read it yesterday, and it's a gift I just got last month. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So anything having to do with the heart, which, by the way, is the most intuitive muscle in our body, even more than our third eye. It has such intelligence, and there's huge studies about that. I Heart Math is an area not far from, and I actually lived there as a younger child. It got a lot of fires, unfortunately, this year, but it's Boulder Creek, California, and it's an institute that's been there, and I was able to go to a couple of beautiful, I don't know, meetups where I could just learn so much, to have a book out. The heart, what it can do, how it can transform our lives in the world, and love, and the power of love. So this really stuck out to me when I requested this as a gift. And it is by John Holland. So this is a special message for you, Virgo, and all your connections, certainly your highlighted connection today of Gemini. And just keeping it real and knowing that you are going to feel much better as the days and the months progress. And congratulations for enduring what you have. It was not an easy feat, and it always takes time to heal from things like that, but you got it. What? Opportunity beckons. Wow. I think that says everything, right? Opportunity beckons. Pretty much everything that your connections have been saying. I'm sorry, I got totally distracted. I looked up here and I saw this and I thought, when did I read that? I am so sorry. I'm feeling like I'm scattered, but it's the Magician. And I don't remember reading that to you. That would have been your third reading, and that would have been, I have to do this in front of you. So Virgo, Gemini, it was Taurus, Aries, and Pisces. Wow. Well, you know what? I'm sorry that I didn't read that, because I don't remember explaining it to you, and I don't think I'm that far gone. Though believe me, not communicating and really connecting with people over 7 months really made a difference. I can be honest about that. But the Magician is here, and it's like the ability to do and create and transform anything you want. It's the number one. It's the master of your life, our lives. It's knowing that you have everything and every tool you'll ever need. And it's interesting because it is under the third, which would be the Pisces. I thought we read something else, but you know what? I have to read this to you because this is so important to know. And then here you have opportunity beckons. What is it you put into, into intention? What did you create and manifest for yourself? Because it's coming through and it's going to be amazing. And it's like I said, having every single element to help you, feeling well-rounded. It's the I and I am, and absolute co-creation. So I believe that's with the Pisces. I don't know what happened, but I'm okay to read that for you because that's essential. Now, opportunity beckons. We have the new moon in the back. Now, the new moon was in Libra on the 16th of October, so there's still elements being felt. Perhaps you sat and you wrote down your intentions like I always recommend people doing, and now this is what's going to come forth from it. Not to mention the eclipses in June and July. They absolutely last to the end of the year and longer. Now with the retrogrades all going forward, we had a season of them and everything moving forward. It's all coming in, boy. The affinity sign is just like the constant changing and evolution and transformation. Let me read to you those specifically. Number 4. Stability. We're in the year 4 of all things. And this year's going to show us so much more than it has. Right now, I think we were in kind of a state of shock. But it's all going to start really making more sense, I believe. And you have lead. Interesting. Okay, so keywords: guide, prioritize, act, structure, effect, and reason. In matters of the heart, the energy of this card can both help you and hinder. Examine the role that you play in your relationship. Do you take the lead and guide the direction of the relationship, or do you follow the other person? If you lead, are you forcing your will on the other person? If you follow, are your own needs being met? A solid relationship involves give and take, lead and follow. There has to be an even exchange of energy, and this is true for all relationships. This card reminds you to guide, not dominate. Well, isn't that beautiful? Well, that's just the whole balancing equilibrium thing, right? We need in everyday life, and we just got out of Libra season, which was all about balancing our relationships and everything in our life. Physical, tangible, anything was essential, specifically relationships, though, in Libra. And now with Venus being in Libra, it's still very much about balance. So this is perfect. And I think that's a beautiful guideline for every relationship, is to find that balance of give and take, lead and follow, right? Standing beside each other and not necessarily having to be in charge or dominating and whatnot, right? I love that. I hope you do too, and you understand that it's resonating specifically for you. And then lastly, I'll read your super attractor manifestation message, which I say once again is the feel that we bring into our lives to bring and accomplish and manifest basically exactly what we want, because we're feeling it, right? The emotion part, the heart, the emotion is the key to law of attraction. So for you beautiful, beautiful Virgos and all your connections for the month of June, although I'll be back mid-month, so this will be the earlier part. And your beautiful mantra is, I haven't pulled this in a long time. I love it because it reminds me of the colors of our root chakra, which is important, right? That's the earth, that's the groundedness that you are, Virgo. That is our substance, that's our security. And just having faith and trust, we can create that, and it will always be there for us. When I surrender my will to the care of spirit and the universe, I attune my energy with an ever-present stream of well-being. Wow. Those are some pretty powerful words, but it's true, And so there you go. There's your affirmation, your mantra, just for you. And I hope you enjoyed your reading as much as I enjoy reading them to you. And yeah, just take extremely good care. Please be at peace. We have some interesting, revelations coming up this week and moving onward. And we'll get through them. And just like I said, trust in the process. Thank you so much. Take good care. Until next time. Bye for now.